1,000 possibilities raced through my mind in a heartbeat. Was it some childhood trauma that had left him uninterested in women? Was it the crushing pressure of the firm? Or was I simply failing to ignite even a spark of attraction in him? Once again, that familiar heavy weight of defeat settled in my chest. I pulled my dress back into place, my movements stiff and robotic. Suddenly, Cooper yanked me against his chest. His jaw was clenched, his voice thick with a raw, hollow frustration. "I'm sorry." "Don't bother," I muttered. I glanced down at my own body, at the curves I once thought he'd admire, barely managing to hold on to the jagged remnants of my pride. "Anya, please, don't walk away." He ran a hand through his hair, his fingers trembling. He looked desperate for a forgiveness I wasn't sure I had left to give. "Fine," I said, my voice steady and leaving no room for negotiation. "But tomorrow you're coming with me to see a specialist." I loved him, but I had no intention of wasting my life in a loveless arrangement. We had been together for nearly 2 years, and he had never once shown the slightest desire to touch me. I had foolishly convinced myself he was just a gentleman, a man of restraint. It hadn't occurred to me that the problem might be rooted in something far more clinical. Seeing the flicker of hesitation in his eyes, I lowered my voice, infusing it with a practiced, gentle patience. "Medical science has come a long way, Cooper. Most of these things are treatable. Don't be afraid." He stared at me for a long, silent moment. Finally, he gave a slow, clipped nod. The next day, I dragged Cooper Hamilton to the city's most exclusive private clinic. I'd burned through every favor I had just to snag a priority appointment. By the time his name was called, I followed him straight into the exam room. The doctor, a woman in her 40s, leveled a cold professional stare at him. "What are the symptoms?" Cooper's jaw tightened. He wouldn't meet her eyes, his expression darkening as he stared at the wall. After a long, suffocating silence, he finally spat out 2 words. "It's failing." "At your age?" The doctor sounded skeptical. She gestured toward the exam table behind the curtain, her face devoid of warmth. "Get up there! Let's run some tests." I squeezed his hand, trying to offer a shred of comfort, and moved to follow him behind the curtain. The doctor cut me off with a sharp gesture toward the door. "Family only. Please wait in the lobby." "I'm his partner," I insisted, my voice tight. "I couldn't let him face this alone." The doctor shot me a look that signaled the conversation was over. I had no choice but to retreat. The heavy door clicked shut behind me with a final, clinical sound. Cooper was inside, stripped of his defenses. I paced the hallway, my nerves frayed to the breaking point. After all, my entire future was riding on what happened in that room, wasn't it? It felt like an eternity before Cooper finally stumbled out of the private clinic, his silk shirt unbuttoned and his tie hanging loose. The results followed him out. Physically, he was perfectly healthy. That left only one conclusion. He just wasn't interested in me. I'm Anya Hamilton, 24 years old. I'm 5'2", 100 pounds, and let's be honest, I'm a knockout. I've got that classic elegance that turns heads. So why, after dating for nearly 2 years, would he have zero interest in me? It made absolutely no sense. When I'd asked him about it before, he just brushed it off. He claimed he'd been too nervous because I was the one who made the first move. Nervous? He's a grown man. He's been nervous for 2 years despite having a clean bill of health. I deliberately set up a dinner reservation for us tonight, but he shut it down with a pathetic excuse. I tried to book him for tomorrow, then the day after, he declined every single one. His excuse was always the same. His firm was slammed. He claimed he wouldn't have a spare second for the next 2 weeks. A woman's intuition is rarely wrong. There is definitely something going on. I've decided to follow him. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Anyway, It's the summer hiatus now. I've got all the time in the world.